in certain ways, beginnings and endings. And with everything, including a book series that has over 1,500 authors in it, there are some endings that may end in this life, even though we will see them in the next life. And one of our own recently passed away. She was in 3 of the 5 Art of Connection books. She was not in the first one, and one year she forgot to send her page in, and she wasn't in the other one, but she said, "Robert, I believe in what you do, and I will be in every book that you ever make." And you know what? She honored that agreement. Her name is Anshara. And so she passed away Tuesday. She was good friends of the Art of Connection community and myself, and certainly my mom. And so I'd come there and they'd chit-chat away, like old people do. No.
Spank time.
I'm glad I drove. But part of it is we're celebrating a beautiful life. And we're celebrating someone who touched a lot of our lives. And I know she touched my life, and she definitely touched my mom's life. And I just want to give some time to Craig Darling, who is also very close to Anshara. And I would love for us to appreciate this time with Craig as he gives us kind words regarding Sherry.
Thank you, Robert. I'm not sure I was as close as your mom. Sherry was actually an amazing soul, and just a short time ago, my wife and I were able to spend a day with her, and I was thinking about it on the way in because I had to drive by the Wrigley Mansion to get here. But we took her to brunch at the Wrigley Mansion, and her insights have helped so many people. She believed in what she calls natural intelligence as opposed to artificial intelligence. And she believed that you could utilize your mind to heal your body. And I happen to believe that too, to a great extent. So Sherry was an interesting person, but I do believe that every life she actually touched, she moved in a positive direction. So to that end, I would ask for all of us to give Sherry what she deserves, a moment of silence to help her move into the next world where I'm sure she's changing universes. I felt her. I felt her moving through the room. Thank you, Robert, for that.
Yes.
Thank you, Sherry.
As always, there's changes in life. That's what makes life beautiful, and it's also what makes it sometimes ugly. And what I've learned from my wife, there's always lessons and there's blessings. And I love that about my wife. And I wish she could be here today with us to celebrate. But she's taking care of our furry kids because we had a vet appointment on the same day, of course, right? I would like Dr. Janet to stand up, please. And I also would like Rutherford Pascal to stand up. And I want everyone just to give them a round of applause because they're cool people. And so the Network Together organization is changing and growing very rapidly. And Preston and Dr. Janet are part of the Network Together board, and we are, along with my wife, Sean Renee Jones, and we are looking at taking Network. What did I say? Rutherford?
You said Preston.
Oh, Preston. Hey, I looked at you. I said Preston. Rutherford.
The other board.
They look alike.
Well. You know what?
The same hair.
Yeah. So I'll tell you. So let's go back. Let's go back on this. You know, Preston is like our ghost member. You know, because it's like, every time I need something handled, it seems like he calls or texts me. It's like, there he is. It's just like so you're an honorary ghost member of the board. There's ghost writers and ghost board members, and I think you're a ghost board member.
There you go.
But I also want to say that, and I also want to give so much thanks to someone I love. I mean, I love her like no other, and I don't get to say this to her publicly very often, and she doesn't really know this, and it's so funny because when I first met her 12 years ago, I just didn't trust her. I did not trust her. I was just like, okay, here's one of those gals. She's going to come in. She's going to gate crash, and she knows everything, and she thinks she's just too cool for school. Well, now she's one of my best friends in the world, and I rely on her, and I love her, and as Jackie Zaccoli. Yes, you. And if there's, the truth comes out. and there was a couple of other people, and what I've learned in life is don't listen to what other people say. Because I listened to them, but I didn't listen to my heart. And if I would have listened to my heart, I would have trusted Jackie right out the gate. But I didn't know that at that time. And one of the reasons why I say to people all the time, I'm like, mindset. And I always says, no, it's heart set. Before you can work on your mindset, you need to work on your heart set. Because if you work on your heart set and your mindset, you will always pursue the skill sets that will create your own greatness. And that's one of the things that I learned from Jackie Zaccoli, is we may fight like family members. I mean, Natalie and I, we've had our battles. Buddy and I, we've had our battles. I'm not going to say anything about you, Mom. No, you're always right. So, but one of the things I always know is they always have my back. They always provide love, and they're always there to support. And that's the greatest thing about the Art of Connection book series, and the greatest thing about Network Together. And as you all know, why is it called Network Together? Because as my son said, it's far better than networking apart. Yeah. So what I would like to do is I would like to bring Mike Raber up. And Mike, where are you here? There he is. Give him a round of applause. And then also Audrey, come on over here. These are our speakers, and they're going to give 5 minutes of reflection on being in the book, on the community, and something beautiful that they are each giving to the world. And so, Mike, I would like to start with you. So let's give Mike a great round of applause. He came from all the way from Wisconsin to be with us today.
Awesome.
I can see him with a cheese head,
That's right.
So fun.
That's awesome.
All right. Great to be here with all of you. So, the art of connection. I will start there. 6 months ago, I was talking to a friend of mine. I think it was 6 months ago, 8 months, somewhere around there. And she said, there's this book, and you really need to find out about it. In fact, you should be in it. And I was working on this project, which I'll share more in a second of. And it seemed like a great way to get the message out there, if I only knew what I was signing up for at the time. And then she said, oh, by the way, now that you got your chapter, or not your chapter, your page in there, felt like a chapter, in many ways it is. She said, there's this guy named Robert Jones. I need to get to know him too. I was like, okay. So I scheduled a one-on-one and we had a conversation. And I felt like I was talking to someone that I've known for years. We're almost finishing each other's sentences, which is strange when you do it with another guy. That said,
Very strange. And then he asked me for my number.
yes. Yeah, I didn't give it to me. Who knew? So anyway, it's an honor to be part of this project, and it has been a lot of fun, and continuing to be on these calls with many of you. And Jacqueline, I had an opportunity to meet her on the call, and right away I knew that I loved her. So thank you for being you. So, as I stand here, and I'm about to share this vision, which in my chapter, I was trying to go, the date itself is October 4th, 2025. But January 13th is my oldest daughter's birthday. And that's really when everything came into place. So what better way to have it on her birthday is the starting for what I want to share with you. So anyway, there is the QR code will take you to the community. If you want to become part of it, learn more, I'll continue to build it out now that we're in the implementation stage. And I would love to share with you how this is, but since I'm probably at minute 2 right now, or 3, imagine you're standing on a stage, like these monitors behind me, but there's 24 of them, floor-to-ceiling monitors. Every monitor represents a different time zone. And on these monitors are the youth of our world playing music together. And then shifts to the next one, and it shifts to the next one, it shifts to the next one. That was a dream that I had a year and a half ago. One of those dreams you just wake up and you're shaking. You're shaking and it's so vibrant. And I got up at 3 o'clock in the morning, just started journeying, and it became the foundation to a concert we're putting on October 4th, 2025, reaching 6 continents, 96 plus countries, 100 of youth and some. If you think about We Are the World, Hands Across America, Live Aid, all of those are great in their own right, but they were commercial people. This concert is going to be the youth of our world, the future leaders, playing together, not just to give them an opportunity to show up and show who they are, but play in their native language, in their native culture, so that when the concert is done, and while the concert is going on and up into the concert, we as citizens of the world can log in, can watch these kids and their communities and get to know a little bit better idea of who they are. But more importantly, we're able to show the world through this called 24 hours pause for peace. And the idea is pause for that 1 hour in your time zone, pause and reflect. What does peace mean to you? It's a different meaning for every one of us. And then each hour we have a peace flare that will fire up, and then that's how it will end and go on to the next hour. But the idea behind it is asking the world for 24 hours through the international language, music, to pause and reflect upon peace. And what would it be like? A world where, through our youth, we can all become one instead of being separated like we are now. So again, I would love to have you a part of this. Thank you, Robert.
Oh man, is that awesome or what? Oh my god,
And it's going to be on No More TV.
I love that. Audrey, hold on 1 second. So, the first time I met Audrey, I saw her come in to Chandler, and she was our speaker for the day, and she was late, and she was like getting everything kind of going on, but then she started speaking. And I thought to myself, I know exactly what she's saying. Go back to a time frame in my life, and we all have them. Trauma. Each and every one of us has trauma in our own ways. In 1980, gosh, I can't believe I'm saying this. In 1986, I was in Panama. And I was in Panama, and I was on a post duty. And during that time in Panama, there was a sniper, and I was shot. I was shot in the hip. It carried me about 5 feet. That was enough to really wake up my world. And the only thing that kept me alive was this thick metal canteen that was on my utility belt. And I remember that canteen, and the bullet didn't go through the other side. It stayed in that canteen, and it rattled around. And I wanted to keep that canteen. But we were peacekeepers in Panama. In our rifles, we didn't even have ammunition. So we were like fish in a barrel. And what is crazy is I packed that away for years. My mom didn't know this.
I'm just finding out.
My dad didn't know this. And I hated the military. I hated being a Marine because I was shot and I felt like I wasn't seen or heard or valued. I didn't get any benefits from that. I didn't get a Purple Heart from that because it didn't puncture my skin. But I buried all that. I buried it so deep, and I carried it for some 35 years. And then one day, I was able to become part of a program, and this is what I love about what Audrey does. And I qualified for an $8,000 program, and this $8,000 program broke me down, and none of you knew. You all saw me at all the meetings and the chapters and the Zooms, but it broke me down. And I put on this headset on, and I go through this coaching, and I take these supplements. Natalie, you knew, but no one else did. And I broke down because that trauma was released. And for a couple of weeks, I couldn't even make it up and down the stairwells. And why I'm bringing this up to everyone here is stories are powerful. People are wonderful. And if you don't have them, you don't have existence. And I'm thankful that I was able to qualify and get through something in my life that I'm sharing with each and every one of you. Because so much of the time, we say thank you for your service to our military veterans. But unless you've served, you really don't know what you're thanking them for. What you're thanking them for is they've chose to put themselves in a line of fire to accept the trauma, and for some of them, it lasts the rest of their life. So, my public service announcement is, when you know of a veteran who served, and you say, thank you for your service, don't say it because it's a great soundbite. Say it because you mean it. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing that impactful story. I hope that resonated with everyone. And thank you for your service, sincerely. My family has also served in the military on both sides of my family. So good afternoon, everyone. My name is Audrey Kerger, and I am in the holistic healthcare space. And I was drawn to this space because of my family and all of the things that I was looking to support my children with in non-invasive holistic modalities to help them through what is called autism spectrum disorders. And what I wanted to share today, because I only had 5 minutes, I wrote something to stay on time because I can talk for a very long time, is that I'm honored to stand here before you all and to be a part of this book and everything that is being transformed by being a part of the Art of Connection. This gathering does remind us of the power of collaboration, storytelling, and community. Connection is more than just a concept. It is the foundation of transformation. Whether we're moving through shared experiences or mentorship or even the wisdom found in books like these and many other books out there that a lot of our authors in this book have contributed to the world, we are connecting shapes. This connection shapes who we are and where we are going. One of the most deeply impactful books that has touched my life is called The Journey of Souls. And when I wrote this, I think Sherry had already passed. She did pass on Monday, not yesterday, but it was very interesting that when I was in my meditation and asking my intuition, source, God consciousness, what book I should mention, Journey of Souls came out. Just heard it slap dab in my brain. This is the one I need to talk about. And it's by an author named Dr. Michael Newton. And anyone who is dealing with the traumas and stresses of death, I highly recommend any Dr. Michael Newton book. And I can speak on that firsthand because although Sherry showed us an amazing life, she had a long life on this planet, impacted thousands of people. I actually lost both of my brothers very early on in life, in their early 20s. And when I lost them, honestly, it was the day before my birthday and the day after my birthday. And so every year I get to remember them and what I'm missing, but also because I read this book, The Journey of Souls, I know that they are with me every single moment of every single day and that they are in a better place. And that's why I recommend to my clients and my patients and anyone who's dealing with traumatic PTSD, really from the trauma of death, to pick up a Dr. Michael Newton book. This book is groundbreaking and it explores the profound questions of life, death, and the soul's journey beyond. It's opened my eyes to the deeper meaning behind our experiences and the interconnectedness of our existence. Through his case studies in past life regression, Dr. Newton provided a roadmap that not only helped me understand my own healing journey, but also reinforced my mission to help others find their own path to wellness. And that is what has also led me on my mission to create House of Life and having a revolutionary approach to healthcare. And it blends cutting edge technologies with holistic wellness. And House of Life and Company isn't just based on me. I'm just the person who's laying the foundation for all of you healthcare workers out there that are in real healthcare, not sick care. The Reikis, the massage therapists, the life coaches, the hand healers is what I like to call them, the sound bath practitioners. That is what I am building with House of Life. It's not a place for me to work. It's a place for you to have a community, to serve the community that is so in detriment, like the need is so big, we can't even fathom it at this point. And so my work does focus on guiding individuals towards healing, longevity, and transformation, where we can understand our true nature and unlock the availability to heal at our deepest levels. And this is why something like the Art of Connection book is also so powerful, because it brings together authors, visionaries, and change makers, each contributing their own unique perspectives and wisdom. So we're not just sharing books. We are sharing our experiences, our lessons, and the tools that we have gathered to help others for their growth as well as our own. So this afternoon, as we celebrate our incredible authorships into this amazing collaborative book, I also want to invite us to reflect on the connections that have shaped you individually. I invite you to reflect on the connections that have shaped you and what books have also changed your perspective, what stories have moved you, and how you can in turn use your own experiences to not just give yourself a victim mentality, but to turn that around and uplift and inspire others. And I hope that I am a walking example of that, because every trauma that I have ever been told somebody has suffered through, I actually have suffered through it too, believe it or not, in my short amount of years on this earth. And instead of living in victimhood, I consistently and constantly use it as a reminder that I can support them with compassion and empathy, but I can also give them tools that have helped me to overcome those traumas. We already took a moment of silence for Sherry, but I will say that Sherry contributed so much to me as a friend. She was a stand-in mom for me at times. She knew my children, and we spent time together. We only lived about 10-15 minutes away from each other, so we constantly were chit-chatting and dropping in on each other. And I just wish that everybody knew deep within their heart and soul that not just Sherry, but everyone who has passed is literally right there next to you, closer than they ever were when they were in this sack of bones. And because when we embrace these types of connections, we create impact. And when we share our stories, we change the world. And so thank you very much.
Great job, Audrey Kerr.
All right, let's give both Audrey and Mike, let's give them a round of applause again. I mean, how amazing is that? And I cannot wait to hear music from our youth from around the world in 24 hours as well. I think that's going to be truly impactful and amazing. I would like to have Rutherford, Sophia, Brian, and Pat come up here for our author carousel. Let's see, is everyone here? We have Rutherford, Pinky. Oh, give each other a hug. Yeah. Is Brian or, yeah, you're coming, and is Pat? All right, give them a round of applause. All right, I'm gonna kind of start from one end here, and
Thank you.
And so, in the author carousel, like we did in the first session, what we're going to do is, how this